The Math Center presents Scientific Notation. In this presentation, we'll talk about what scientific notation is and steps for converting decimal notation to scientific notation, and also converting scientific notation to decimal notation. Scientific notation is a format we use to write very large numbers or very small numbers more easily and compactly. A number in scientific notation consists of two parts. The first number between 1 and 10 multiplied by 10 to a power. Let's take a look at some examples. In our first example, we have 58,970,000. We could rewrite that as 5.897 times 10 to the 7th power. Notice that 5.897 is a number between 1 and 10, and it's multiplied 10 to the 7th power. In the second example, we have a very small number, 67 billionths. Rather than writing all those zeros out, it's easier to rewrite as 6.7 times 10 to the negative 8 power. Next, let's look at the steps to converting decimal notation to scientific notation. The first step is to move the decimal until you have the first number in the ones place, and all the other numbers are after the decimal. Next, count the number of places you moved the decimal, either to the right or to the left. If the decimal was moved to the left, the exponent will be positive. If the decimal was moved to the right, the exponent will be negative. Finally, write your number out, then multiply the number by 10, raised to the number of places counted. In our first example, we'd like to convert 250 million into scientific notation. We'll first move the decimal until the first number is in the ones place. Let's count the number of places we move to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we move to the left 8 places. We'll take 2.5 and multiply by 10 raised to the amount of spaces moved, or 8. Our final answer is 2.5 times 10 to the 8th. In Excel, large numbers like 250 million may be written as 2.50 E08, where E is the exponent for 10 to the 8th power. If you had a decimal number like 250 million and wanted to convert it to scientific notation, you click on the Home tab and toggle over to Numbers, and then scroll down until you find the word Scientific. Let's do another example. Here we're going to convert 0.0000000043 into scientific notation. Our first step is going to be to move the decimal until the first number is in the ones place. And then let's count. So starting at the decimal place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until we get to 4.3. We moved the decimal 9 places to the right. So we'll take 4.3 and we'll multiply by 10 raised to the number of spaces moved. And because it's to the right, it'll be a negative 9. So our final answer is 4.3 times 10 to the negative 9. Because we moved the decimal to the right, the exponent is negative. A negative exponent tells you that we are dealing with a very small number. Now let's look at converting from scientific notation to decimal notation. Our first step is to identify the exponent on the power of 10 and to move that number of places. We'll either move to the left or the right. If the exponent is positive, the number is large, and we'll move the decimal to the right. We may need to add zeros. If the exponent is negative, the number is very small, and we'll move the decimal place to the left. Let's look at some examples. We have 4.756 times 10 to the fourth power, and we'd like to convert it to decimal notation. Our first step is to identify the exponent. 10 is raised to the fourth power. The exponent is positive, so we're going to move the decimal 4 spaces to the right. Place your pen on the decimal point and then count 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to need to add a 0 there to hold the space. And our answer is 47,560. Let's take a look at one more example. Here we're going to convert 8.5 times 10 to the sixth power into decimal notation. We're going to first identify the exponent, which is -6. So that means we're going to move the decimal place 6 spaces, and because it's negative, we'll move it to the left. So this number will be very small. You want to place your pen on the decimal, and we're going to need to add some zeros so that when we move, we'll have places to move to, and then count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our answer is 85 10,000,000ths. Thank you for watching this presentation on scientific notation.